Hey, what's up? Pizowell here again. Want to talk to you today about a little DVD that I recently purchased called Overnight. This is a fascinating, terrifying, hilarious, depressing, amazing documentary about the making of the movie The Boondock Saints. I found this documentary a million times more entertaining than the actual movie. I'm not a big fan of the Boondock Saints, but the documentary about the making of the film is utterly fantastic. Basically, Overnight is the story of Troy Duffy, who back in 97 maybe sold a script called The Boondock Saints to Miramax, to the Weinsteins. Troy Duffy before was a sort of ne'er-do-well, bouncer type, drunk type person who really had no sort of direction in his life. He aspired to be a writer and a director, and got his script sold to the Weinstein Company, and he was hyped as being this huge overnight success, the next Tarantino, yada yada yada. The documentary, which was made by two of his friends, needless to say, former friends now, follows him through pre-production stages, through his, going to LA and starting production on the film, because there's so much buzz around for the movie. There's a lot of A-list actors interested in being in the film, and the hype just sort of goes to his head. What happens, and this is sort of unheard of, the guy out of nowhere suddenly becomes a overnight success in the film industry, and at the same time, him and his brother and a couple other friends also have a band, and they land a record deal with a major record label to do the soundtrack to the film. So, I mean, everything's coming up roses for Troy Duffy. Eventually he starts to burn bridges, he starts to rub people the wrong way, and phone calls are not returned, and eventually the Boondock Saints goes into turnaround. He has pissed off what they call in this documentary the most powerful man in Hollywood, Harvey Weinstein. So basically he's blacklisted. Nobody wants to touch his script. Nobody wants to deal with him because he's insufferable. And at the same time, there's all this infighting amongst him and his brother and the band because they're having a hard time with making the record. And there's just so much really fascinating stuff that goes on in this documentary. I mean, it's really sort of about how you can have everything on Monday and be on top of the world, and then by Thursday it all crumbles around you. Eventually what happens, a very small independent company financed the Boondock Saints. He makes the Boondock Saints. The Boondock Saints gets released in theaters on a very limited in a very limited way. It goes to video, DVD, and it becomes a huge hit, but the deal that he signed with these financiers, this independent company, basically ensured that he would get paid zero royalties for the movie. It's a horror story, but it's just utterly entertaining and fascinating. If you like the Boondock Saints, you should own this. If you don't like the Boondock Saints, and I don't like the Boondock Saints, you should still see this documentary. It's just fantastic. You'll walk away from this just sort of chilled to the bone, and at the same time just sort of completely 100% entertained. Fantastic movie. Actually, Troy Duffy is making the Boondock Saints 2 All Saints Day presently. Hopefully someone is following him around with a camera on that set. So, because, I mean, the guy's just totally entertaining. He's, I don't know. You can't say enough about him. Some of the things that he says and does in this documentary are priceless. You just sort of shake your head. But I definitely pick this up. Whether you like the Boondock Saints or not, this is a documentary definitely to see. If you're a fan of film in general, I think this is a movie or a documentary you need to see. If you aspire to be a filmmaker, this is the blueprint on what not to do if you ever get lucky and you have your whole sort of career laid out in front of you. Don't do the things that this guy does. So just wanted to do a brief sort of video about Overnight. Urge some people to go check it out. It's actually on Netflix. You can watch it instantly if you have a Netflix account. I would go on there and just watch it instantly, and then pick up the DVD, which is what I did. The DVD has some special features on it: director's interview on Backstage with Barry Nolan's CN8, I don't know what that is, and deleted scenes. I haven't checked any of that stuff out, but it might be cool. I don't know. Anywho, you've got to check this out. Great documentary. Go do that now.